What's going on? I'm Constellation Gaming, and today we'll be taking a look at a water aggro deck as requested by codzfishes. Since Clash's deck builder isn't really the best to look at, we'll be utilizing the server that the Law YGO built. If you want to utilize this for yourself, I will be putting a link down in the description below to it so you can use it. Now to start off the deck, we'll have 3 copies of Eddie, got 2 foamies to go out into any of our water guys, 1 Drotagwa for healing, 3 Galaxy because Galaxy's overpowered, got 3 Aster Rabbit for the same reason, it searches instead of is overpowered by playing through attacks. We've got Elichick to search out our Zeuses, 1 Veritaqua because I don't like Aster Rabbit or anything really sitting on defense and just I can't get over it, so Veritaqua will always just be able to get over it no matter what. Got 2 copies of Nobby here because Nobby pairs really well with the defense aspect of Galaxy since Nobby won't subtract Galaxy's quote-unquote attack even though it's its defense. So that'll work well also if you can go into Doppelganger. That same thing applies where it won't affect the attack, and if you have Galaxy it won't affect any of your water guys either. Then we've got Viserys because Viserys is really strong. Our 2 copies of Zeus to help us get over stuff such as Aster Rabbit or anything with 5 defense that we'll struggle to get over at some points. Got Earthquake here just to kill everything. Tsunamis, Ambrosias, Gorgons, PTA, Shield, Laurels, Cryoblast, all the normal stuff for runes. Nothing really too spicy here, but without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. So I see I got a pretty good hand here, so I just quickly keep no real issues here. I've got Galaxy and Zeus if I want to go on the attack, plus Foamy if I just want to sit there in defense and make sure that I am safe. Foamy will just allow me to go into anything that I want at that point. And he plays out of Viserys, so I'm kind of scared here for a second, and then he just quickly passes with 0 back row. And I was like, confused. So obviously, if you're gonna give me an open Viserys to kill, I'm not gonna hesitate to kill it. So I play the Galaxy here, set my back row, and then play out Zeus, so that way I can utilize my Galaxy in order to beat over the Viserys. So then I'm obviously just gonna pass back because I really don't have much else to or anything else to do. So he's gonna go, and not really sure what he's got in hand. I have no clue what he might be on. All I know is he's played a Viserys. And then he plays Tornado, which is really shocking to me. I haven't really seen anybody on that. And then he just sends 1 back to my hand for some reason. And I'm like, all right, he's going to be trying to get over it. He's going to try to get over this Galaxy, guarantee it. And then he puts a P-Gust in defense. And now I'm really confused because I don't really understand the point of sending a back row back to my hand just to play a P-Gust, which is destroying back row. Especially if you're not going to be utilizing it to attack over. Like if you're going to Zeus down and possibly force a crash or something, I might understand that. That way you can hit both back rows, Zeus him down, and then force a crash. That way you can out the Galaxy. But I'm kind of confused on what this guy's game plan is at the moment. But I'm just going to play Foamy out because Foamy really isn't scared of anything except for PTA. So as soon as I see he doesn't have PTA, I'm not really worried. If he wants to kill my guy, I don't really care. I'll just go into something else. Just gonna set the 2 back row. That's the one thing I don't like about Tornado is the fact that it sends it back to hand. It doesn't destroy, so that way they can just play it out next turn. I do think it's kind of nice against Divines in particular when they're loaded up with a lot of spirits, because that's like a 1 trade for possibly 3 spirits. So it's pretty nice there, but with the exception of hitting a Divine, I don't really see a purpose in utilizing Tornado. And even so, with utilizing the Divine, they can always just play it next turn. So unless you know they're on a limited amount of spirits, say for like just Zeus and Aster Rabbit or something like that, then you know you're just gonna see it next turn. So that's why I'm not really too much of a fan of Tornado. But I'm just gonna swing over the Galaxy, swing for one. And he's stuck expending to draw here. I'm already in a really good spot here. So I draw a Galaxy, and I don't really see a reason to force more aggro than I need to. I'm just gonna expend a draw here, debating the spirits, and then just take an Earth one. Grab Zeus, which is really good if he plays anything that I can't get over. And then I'm gonna swing for two here. And neither of these back row have been activated, so I'm thinking they're fake. I don't really think this is real back row because I assume he would activate it, or they're both Tsunami. Then I'm gonna pass it back to him. He's gonna take a sec to debate what he wants to do. He's hovering through cards. He's not really in a great spot right now. He's actually in a really bad spot. And I guess he realizes that he doesn't really have a good answer for it right now, so he's got to try to find one. So for the second turn in a row, he expends to draw, which pretty much I know at this point I'm winning this game if you're expending to draw twice this early in the game while I have just a very stable board. And I haven't even had to worry about really activating a single back row. So I've got all the confidence in the world here. So that's why I decide I'm going to play out Galaxy here and start going really aggro. Plus, I have the Gorgon's Gaze. So, one thing that you can do when you have two Galaxies on board is if somebody attacks into one of your Galaxies, you can Gorgons one of the Galaxies if they have a 4 attack stat line or below. Gorgon's one of the Galaxies. That way, both of your Galaxies' stats will swap back, and then they'll kill themselves on their own attack as long as you do it in the damage step. So that's one thing that's good about playing two Galaxies out when you have a Gorgons is the fact that you can easily trick people into just killing stuff. Plus, if they do have the ability to just out one of the Galaxies, then your guys' stats just swap back anyways. So it's not really a bad play to play out a second Galaxy when you're this far in the lead. And he plays Tornado again. And I'm kind of confused here again. He hit Tsunami, which I really don't care about. As long as it's not the Gorgons, I don't really care what he hit there, to be honest. Gorgons was the only one that I really didn't want him to hit. And then he's going to play out Demeter here. And he fully loads that thing. He loads it with 4. So I'm assuming there's at least one attack coming. And then he plays Sprouter in defense again. So now this guy has me all sorts of lost on what he wants to do. One thing is because he fully loaded his Demeter and I actively have Laurels in hand, I can still kill his Sprouter off. And then he knows that I have the Zeus. He's seen it before. So he decides he's going to Scythe of Demeter in order to play around the Zeus. That way, if I Zeus him down, I still can't get over it. So his idea is just building this big wall. I'm not really sure why he played the Demeter. But I'm just going to hit him with Laurels real quick. Because I know he's got a lot more spirits on board than I do. So that'll quickly take care of that. And then just to make sure that I can swing for game, because he can play stuff off Demeter even if I put him to 0, I play out Nabi, and then he quickly concedes. Now for the pros and cons. The pros of this deck is by utilizing Eddy and Galaxy, you easily play around a lot of counter runes on top of having Aster Rabbit to search out stuff, and then Nobby's effect pairing with Galaxy really well is extremely strong. Cons of the deck, having multiple Galaxy can be a little clunky at times if you don't have the specific cards needed to ensure that combat will work in your favor. Another con is playing against suppression decks. If you see Spectaris, you kind of just want to run. This deck hates Spectaris in every way, shape, or form, and it eats this deck alive. What do you guys think of the deck? Is it something that you would play? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know if there's anything that you're interested in seeing me play. Be sure to like and subscribe as I do post content daily. I hope you all have a good day, and peace.